Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast. This week, we watched the In Your House pay-per-view Canadian Stampede, and the match card is as follows. In our opener, we had Hearst Helmsley with Chyna taking on Mankind. In our follow-up match, we had the Great Suzuki taking on Taka Michinoku. And in our, I guess it's kind of like a two main event situation. So we have the Undertaker taking on Vader for the WWF Championship. And then the real main event, the reason we're all here today, is the 10-man tag between the Hart Foundation and Goldust, Ken Shamrock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the Legion of Doom.
Work. It is crazy when Undertaker isn't like the only main event. Because he's just the main event in my life.
Right, absolutely. So if you are new here, this is my co-host Kelsey Silva. She is the new and new to wrestling. I am Xavier Cruz. I am not so new to wrestling. Before we kick off the pay-per-view, we have a couple shout outs we want to give. I was blessed by my coworker again with another VHS wrestling VHS out of the depths. It is Eve of Destruction, the most amazing matches from 1999 and then some. So we're gonna have to hold off on this, but thank you. Love to see it. Shout out to B. Always looking out for me.
Yeah, shout out. That's so amazing. I also like I love a VHS. Maybe I'm an old hag and that's fine. But I love a VHS, like the weight, the feel, the nostalgia.
My mother both. She's got like just like those like they're like giant Tupperwares. I don't know, like bins and bins of VHS.
Bins and bins. My mom, my dad, because he's got OCD, he has like them all alphabetized and organized on a shelf in the basement, like.
Were your parents big like recorders of things? Like
yes, my dad was. Oh yeah, and
when he got like Lifetime original movies from like Nam. I swear to God,
my dad recorded commercials he liked.
That's
like there's one specifically he'll still pull out and watch, and I know exactly what it is, but I won't say. But he like, and when he recorded over something accidentally, the trauma. The nightmare fuel. So upsetting for him.
I understand.
But he's okay. He's alive. He's fine, functioning in his own lane, flourishing.
Love that.
As he do. So this week I wore my ECW shirt to the gym. For the first time, I've worn like a Stone Cold shirt to the gym before or whatever. And like some people will be like, okay. But sometimes I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but sometimes I feel like when you wear a really common wrestler like The Rock or whomever, I feel like people think it's almost like how random girls have like
Nirvana t-shirts and
yes, Nirvana shirts. So I feel like I didn't get, people were just like, okay. Like
right.
But, and not that it matters. We can all wear whatever we want. Doesn't matter. But I wore an ECW shirt to the gym. Suddenly my credit could vouch, mama. Like my credit was ironclad. The
100%.
amount of people that came up to talk to me just about wrestling. Shout out to one gentleman specifically. His name is Robert. Shout out Robert. Hey. And we just talked about wrestling. It was honestly so nice to just talk to people about wrestling. Some guy was wearing a Bret Hart shirt and I was like, my good sir, my brother in Christ, we are at the part where Bret Hart turned heel, reformation of the Hart Foundation. We're about to watch Calgary Stampede or Canadian Stampede. And he was like, oh my God. So like shout out. It was so many nice conversations I had about ECW, Sting, where we're at in the show, the pending Vince McMahon documentary, which hopefully we're going to get into this month later.
Yes, very much so. We will be getting into that. There's no way we're not going to get into that.
We have to. Can't wait. And I'm sure all of you will be getting into it too. But honestly, it was like one of the to talk to people about just wrestling and just like cut it up and like, I mean, it was just so nice. They were like, we could not believe you were wearing an ECW shirt. Like, that's crazy. So like shout out to ECW, shout out to Xavier for taking me on this journey. Shout out to my new friends at the gym. I love this for me and I love this for all of us.
Love that.
So
love that. All right, guys. So there is like not a lot of matches on this. So each match really got some time. Really got some attention.
And honestly, I was into that. I kind of missed like a long, like a fat match.
Like an in-depth, yeah. It's actually kind of similar to like the model that they kind of use now. Triple H kind of caps his pay-per-views at like 6 matches.
work. And honestly,
Hmm.
love, because
Yeah, and it
I'm
works.
I
Like it
want
honestly works.
quality over
Hmm.
quantity, like 9 times out of 10.
Very, very true. Very true. So the pay-per-view kicks off with, of course, like a little montage video package. We no
So
longer live in a
funny.
world of black and white.
Shades of gray.
Yeah, and it's just like Bret Hart turns his back on a nation. Like, and you're like, all right. My last note on this little intro promo is they use the phrase devastating
I
tempest.
Why is that
And
the same note I have? I
what a
said a
crazy
devastating
phrase.
tempest, bro, the drama.
The drama, so dramatic.
And I love it, but it was just like it was just so funny, like a devastating tempest. And I was like,
You're,
who?
no,
Which one?
100%.
I don't even know what you're talking
I
about
was like,
anymore.
you're like making it sound like it, like you're pulling from like Greek mythology or something.
Swear, who's the
Like,
devastating temptress? Canada?
I,
Her? I don't know about that.
I was like, she's like nice, but like,
She's okay. Like, I'm
with
not
a
gonna not say
devastating
hi. A
tempest.
tempest? I
That's
don't know
like
about that.
somewhere like I don't know, in the southern hemisphere. I don't know, like
Yeah, like I don't know.
somewhere where it's warm.
Yeah, like Belize, maybe.
Ibiza.
Ibiza.
So
Maybe.
then it cuts to the commentary team, and Jerry Cowboy, like for the day Lawler, is just
Cowboy
wearing
Carter.
the largest 10-gallon hat. Looked like, I don't know, 15-gallon maybe. Like
The
it was
problem
huge.
the problem was it's not even that it was like so big. It was the fact that the brim was so big. And then
Right.
it was like folded like a pastry somehow,
Hmm.
like in front of his head. So he was like this the whole time. If you're not watching, I'm covering my face, but like
Kelsey
his
literally goes
face.
like, the only silver lining of this giant hat is that I don't have to look at his stupid face. And I was like,
And I said what I said. And he wore, I will say, he committed to the vibe. He wore it the whole night.
no,
Every time
100%.
they cut to the commentary team, I was like I
No,
forgot.
it was like a sick joke. It
How did
was
he
it was
even
comically
watch?
large.
How did he even watch the match? He had to be like this, like
Just just look. Oh my god, he looks like a gargoyle. Just like, ooh.
he did, like
Mess.
horrible,
Mess.
horrible.
I mean, listen, we love to commit to the bit. So
Love to commit to the
and as
bit.
far as Jerry goes, probably the least heinous thing he's done in weeks. So
Probably the least heinous bit he has committed to in recent memory. So you are not wrong.
100%. All right, so in our opening contest, we got Hunter Hearst Helmsley taking on Mankind. This is kind of a like repeat of the finals of the King of the Ring. They had like such great chemistry. They're like running it back.
And thank
Um,
God.
I've been this is Chyna looking good. She came out
I
with like
literally
look
I
at
wrote
she
looking good.
she's like Chyna looking good. She came out with like a little two-piece, like a little skirt and a little tight tank top situation. I was like,
Amazing.
okay, go off. And her
I wore
hair
the
was
same
blown
outfit.
out. Go
Oh my God, she had the hair. She said no pony today. I did this like Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine, and it is it
100%. Hmm.
glistening waterfall of beautiful hair. Amen.
Amen.
A plus. She showed out. I love it.
So we are again treated to like a brief video package, this time obviously between Hunter and Mankind, and we see the return of the 80s music. The 80s music is back. The 80s music back with a vibe, back with a vengeance. I love it because it is just never the appropriate music for what's happening.
Never.
Like not once has this choice of music been like, yeah, that makes sense for what's
That makes
happening.
sense. Like play this over when like you haul Sunny out here to do her whatever body tease that she
Right,
does. Like
right,
play it
100%.
then. But
Right.
and not like
No, you're giving
not
me
this
like King of the Ring footage, like them just like
pile
beating the holy
drivers.
hell out of each other and just like 80s rave. Like I can't. Like
It's
it's unbelievable.
but it's also so funny. Like and so good
So
because
funny.
every time Xavier and I just like look at each other and then we're like,
Because like, yeah, because you can't not.
you
Because
can't not.
if you're gonna be presented with the ridiculousness of like Mankind and Triple H beating the hell out of each other over like the synthiest synth you've ever heard. Like you got to vibe. I'm sorry.
You have to vibe.
It's the
That's the
law.
rules. It's the law. It's the law. And that is, you are so real for saying that. It's
No,
so true.
100%.
But it went on so long that it eventually switched into like more of the rock part of the song. Like, you know
Right.
when an EDM song is like 18 minutes and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, where is this gonna take me? And then somewhere at like minute 14, suddenly there's like rock guitar and you're like, how where
Right, right.
what's going on? Like
Mm-hmm.
the package went on for so long, it started getting into that place, and I was like, oh my God.
We're changing genres. Like it's time to
I'm
wrap it up, guys.
I know we're literally we're like traveling over genres, decades, feelings, emotions. I'm
Right.
sweating. Like we need to get into the
We need
match.
to pack it up. We need to pack
Yeah,
it up,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
So this one was a lot more like fast paced than their previous encounter. It was a lot more like
Oh, so
fast
good.
paced and like hard hitting. Like they were really like going for it.
Yeah.
Mankind has the early advantage in this match. And he has this like cute little moment where he curtsies
Love.
to Triple H, kind of, mocking Hunter's little bow that he's always doing. Mankind yeets Triple H outside, and then Hunter just tries to like leave. Just he's like,
He's
no,
like, I'm over it.
I'm fully done here. Mankind has to then go and chase after him, and then lands a suplex on the ring apron, which is crazy.
Ow, ow,
No,
ow.
100%. Mankind gets the mandible claw for maybe like 3.5 seconds on Hunter before China's in there like white on rice, just swooped in to break that up.
Mm-hmm.
um, China power slams Mankind into the
Mm-hmm.
ring steps. Like
Oh my
fully
God.
like Mankind is running towards her. She just like pops those hips and swings that man with all of her might just at the ring steps. So much so his legs like wrap around like the step part of it. And it just, oh, it looks horrible.
Awful. I really thought he broke his leg. I was
No,
like,
fully.
because I don't know if he was supposed to hit the ring steps or not, but either way, she got that motion and the
Mm.
trajectory and she launched him and it was like his
Mm.
leg on the top step. Oh, it was scary. And then of course they played it again. And I was like, no, no.
Always, you gotta give the
Oh, it was
replay for the peeps.
crazy. But I thought
Uh,
that might have been it. I thought he might have been down for the count because that looked
mhm.
crazy.
No, yeah, that one definitely hurt more than he probably wanted it to. So while China's distracting the referee, after that, Hunter uses a chair on the leg to further the
Oh.
damage. And then when he gets Mankind into the ring, he chop blocks him from behind, thus, further injuring the knee. He then climbs up onto the ring, why can't I think? The ropes. And performs an elbow drop on his knee. Um, Wild. I have this note that just says Mankind wants RESPECT, but I think there was like them referencing because they
His
were
little
talking generally
thing.
about Mankind, and they were just like all he wants is to be like respected by his peers
Yeah.
and like admired by fans and blah 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 blah. And it just made me
Hmm.
think of that one time he started singing
Yeah, now come
respect.
out here and sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me.
Oh, so
Never
good.
forget.
Mankind's kicked into the corners. He falls on Triple H with a low blow, which is a mess. Uh,
Oh yeah, like the back of his head, like just bah
yeah,
right in the
absolute
jewels.
mess. Mankind performs a pile driver and gets a near fall. China stops Mankind from using the chair that he had used on him in the match, and then Mankind gets clotheslined by China.
Real
Decked.
bad.
She's really in this one.
I
She's
loved it.
and like
Loved it.
showing her strength. So good. So China is Mankind's in the corner trying to perform a move on Triple H. China grabs Mankind's ankle and like pulls him essentially into the corner post and wraps his leg around it again. They're
Mm.
really on this mess. What does this say? Oh, Mankind gets thrown into the railing, and then they continue to fight on the outside until they are both counted out. And then they both continue fighting into the penalty box because they're in like a hockey arena.
Mm.
And so they keep fighting, and then they migrate from the penalty box just kind of all over the arena.
They go
Um,
crazy.
absolutely bonkers, losing their mind. So much so that like it won't. This is not even it. Like they
Nope.
continue fighting for a lengthy amount of time.
A long period of time. And it's so funny because Jerry the whole time is screaming, China, China, get in there, China. And I was like, okay, me though, where is China?
No,
Like,
100%.
oh my God, this match it's so funny because I wrote earlier in the match when Triple H was outside of the ring and he like went to leave and then Mankind follows after him and, does the suplex on the ramp. I wrote the fact that Triple H has not been counted out for how long he's been out here is
Right.
crazy. Like he was
Yeah.
outside the ring for so long and they didn't even like start the one.
No, not even a little bit.
And
Like,
then it ends up with a double count out. I just thought that was so funny. But
no, very
I
ironic.
mean, I really love how they're exacerbating this beef.
I
Because
love it.
like the beef is not even that crazy. Like it is, but
No.
it isn't. Like it's like
Mm-hmm.
you were a sore winner actually at King of the Ring. So you had to like make an example out of me, la la la. And now I'm like
Right.
coming to get my licks back. But now I really hate you. Like
Right.
I kind of love it because I love to see them fight. And obviously, like you said, they had clocked that because we want to see it. They had such a good
Right.
we want to see it. And I think China playing more of a role in it too, where it's like it literally took two of them basically tag
Mm-hmm.
teaming Mankind to even get him in a place where he might be out.
Right.
He came in so hot, Mankind. I loved
Mm-hmm.
it. He was
Love
so
to see it.
mad.
Um,
Yeah, I loved this match. I thought it was so good. So good.
love to see it. Love to see it. Hopefully we will see more of Mankind or Mick Foley's many forms and Hunter. Next we get a little kind of video package of a like Stampede parade. So essentially the WWF was like the star of this parade, with the Hart Foundation being like the what's it called?
Like the
Uh
Grand Marshals.
yeah, the grand marshals like of the parade. It was, yeah, apparently people were like lined up for a mile. Like they were on like a float. The British Bulldog's wife is like Miss Calgary or something.
Of course.
They got a key to the city, and then I just have a note that says Bulldog's tiny t-shirt.
Well,
Which is
it's
goes to show
important.
what I was focusing
Focused
on.
on. Okay, I have a question. Do
Shoot.
they still do this type of thing? They
I
had like a whole parade and carnival and like
I've
they had a tug of war for people to watch, like between wrestlers and like the local fire department. Like they had a
right.
whole
I
thing,
don't
and I was like,
know.
I've
I
never
honestly
heard of
don't
any of
know because I've never I just don't know. I don't think so. Like I can't
right?
imagine an occasion where like a parade is appropriate. You know what I mean? Like
I never. No,
no,
but like I've never heard of like, well, WWE's coming to town, so there's gonna be a big old parade on Main Street. Like I've never heard that.
me either. So
And I was
uh
like, do they still do this? If not, I kind of want them to bring it back.
yeah, bring back the fair. Like
Bring back the
make it
fair.
feel like the circus is coming to town, you know?
Like, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't know. Like, I kind of live for that, where they were like, yeah, we're gonna do wrestlers tug of war with like first aid squad members or whatever they did.
Right.
I don't know. It was just kind of silly goose behavior. Like, I want like a dunk. Like, I want a dunk like CM Punk or something. Dunk CM
Mm-hmm.
Punk. It even rhymes. I
Perfect.
feel that
Yeah.
from me. Bring it
Mm-hmm.
back. Bring it. I don't know. I just
Um,
would love something silly, goofy, good time like that.
no, I agree. I would love to see it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like who today would be like leading, like who would be the Grand Marshal like these
I
days. I
I feel like
mean,
it'd have to be whoever's hometown it is, no?
true.
Right?
Hmm.
Because, yeah, I feel like I can't think of anybody who's. I know someone from a wrestler from New Jersey now, and I can't think of who it is. There's actually so many.
There's tons.
Tons.
The Liv Morgan,
Yeah.
active wrestlers, from Jersey. I don't know. There's more. I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
just blanking
But
now.
I don't know. That'd be so fun. I
Love
would
to
love
see it.
that.
Let us know like who you think would be like a good like grand marshal for a wrestling parade. I want to know. Like give me
Yeah.
like
Give
drop
us
it
your like
somewhere.
ideal lineup for the
Mhm.
WWE parade or any wrestling parade.
Yeah.
AEW. whatever.
Past or present, don't care.
Past or present. Yeah, that's crazy. I would
Good
love
time.
that.
So, no, I agree. So from that little video package, we get a little Hart Foundation promo, or at least we start to, because it is almost immediately interrupted by
Immediately.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. And like, I don't even like, it's not even like you can tell what he's yelling. It's just like
Yelling.
indistinct chatter, like just
Yep.
like,
Like the subtitles were like indistinct rambling or
right,
something.
100%.
Or like inaudible dialogue.
Right. And they're yeah, so Stone Cold's just going off and the Hart Foundation never gets to like make their point, essentially. Who knows
Nope.
what it was. He being Stone Cold gets carted away by like security personnel and whatnot. And basically the tail end of it is Brett being like, oh, like we'll handle the business like in the ring. And like he makes it sound like that's all they do all the time. Like that's their
Mm,
game, as if they haven't been like jumping everybody. Like
I swear. I
so
swear. As if they haven't been out here, yeah,
yeah,
sneaking, snucking, all that.
100% scheming really.
Scheming. Stay scheming.
So in our next match we have Taka Michinoku taking on the Great Suzuki. Both wrestlers from Japan. This is a light heavyweight match. And honestly, I have a note that just says a better representation than what we've been getting in the light heavyweight division thus far. I will say.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely. And not even just in the light heavyweight division. That's so funny. I just really because I was thinking like even just international like
Representation generally, yes.
representation. But when I just realized you said light heavyweight, and that's really funny. So it says like Brian Christopher and the
And
other two
random
first name
people, yeah.
guy. Yeah.
hmm Scott
I
Taylor, Scott Tyler, Scott
Tyler, Taylor, Scott, whatever.
Pilgrim.
Versus the WWE. No, 100%. They were so good. And it was that because I feel like, and I could be wrong, hashtag new wrestling. I feel like Japanese wrestling and also lucha libre style wrestling, sometimes they really have like a high low kind of thing. Like it starts really like slow and then suddenly it's like
Mm,
bing, 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 bing.
right.
Like springboards, planchas, over the
hmm
ropes, and then it like brings you back. And then it's
Right.
like they really like, and I
Yeah.
don't know why it feels so much more extreme to me than like American wrestling or Canadian wrestling does, like watching normal WWE. Like I don't know
hmm
why it feels more like
Like
it
on the edge of your
really,
seat. Yeah.
yes, like
Hmm.
very extreme. I really like it. And maybe it's because the moves that they end up doing are so
They're a little bit more
insane.
intricate and a less like
It's like,
power driven. You know, it's more technique than it is. It's
yes,
finesse more than it is like power or like
it's yeah, it's like calligraphy versus print. It's like I know what
right.
you're saying regardless,
Right,
but there's
right,
a way
right.
you
Like I
say it.
respect Helvetica, but like, you know.
Times New Roman, you've done me a great service, but
Right.
sometimes like I want the
Yeah,
where they hold
100%.
their sleeve. Beautiful.
100, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
before this match even begins, Triple H and Mankind are still brawling. Still brawling. Still brawling everywhere.
Can't do anything. Can't do anything in this
They
place.
yeah, oh, they are fighting all throughout the crowd. So much that like they have to get like dealt with before the match can even like begin. Like,
Yeah,
like
everyone's just like
they're
just
like
watching.
yeah, and Kelsey was like, they're still going. I was like, apparently.
There's still I think I wrote in all in caps like they before the match can even start, Mankind and Triple H still beefing.
Amen.
Which I again like kind of love to see it though. I
hmm
because the energy of like Mankind is unstoppable, like we said, this like horror movie villain, whatever, and then Triple H is like so pompous he just can't be wrong.
Right.
Like he's
No,
just like, no,
100%.
no, no, like I will win, like whatever. Like
hmm
I kind of love that. I love the dynamic. Love it.
Love to see it. They continue their fight some off into the abyss
Into the
of the
abyss.
back. And so Suzuki is more of like the striker in this kind of scenario, whereas Taka is going to be more, he's just more technical. So kind of like just a lighter kind of version, not unlike like Owen Hart, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. Um I love that they said like wrestling is like a universal language. They were talking about necessarily like they were kind of like joking about the referee like not being able to speak Japanese. And they were like, oh, like wrestling, like the universal language. And I was like, oh, it is, I guess it is a universal language because like it really
Hmm.
doesn't like it translates kind of the same no matter where you are watching it.
It's
Um,
true.
I mean the presentation's probably a little different, but the
Yeah,
gist is
there's
the same.
there it's almost like it's just different dialects, but it's the
Right.
same language
Mm-hmm.
for sure. That's so true.
Very, very true. So we have um oh, who I don't remember who did the Boston Crab on who, but it looked crazy.
Oh
Uh
my God. Ugh, it was
but it looked crazy. It
crazy.
looked like
The Boston crab.
no, it was Taka on Suzuki, and it looked like he was gonna break him in half. Like
Oh.
actually like snap his leg off so that it could touch like the bottom of his foot could touch the top of his head.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Mm-mm.
unwell. Taka's influence, like it can be seen today. We've talked about this the last time he's come up, but a lot of wrestlers cite his use his move, the Michinoku driver, as like finishers or just throughout their matches. And yeah, so just somebody who has had like far more of an influence than I think people give him credit for
Mm.
generally. People really really like use his stuff. um
Yeah, there's someone had a sign in the audience that just said Taka is God. And he like Taka gave him like a nod when he like came up to wrestle. He
mm,
like saw it and was like,
love that.
so nice. But I will say too, Sasuke did they had this spinning kick. I just said, does this spinning kick that is so insane. Suzuki does this spinning kick that is so insane, this like martial arts-esque kick that is just like bananas. And then he also does like a legit samurai move martial arts kick off the top rope, like
Mm-hmm.
into Taka, who's on the outside. And I literally was
Right.
like, what? Like it looks like a samurai movie, like where it's like they like levitate over to
Mm-hmm.
the it was so crazy. And the way he landed, because he landed like on the side of his leg, like his body, because he kind of
Right. He
did
had
one of
like an
those.
awkward landing, yeah.
Oh, it was so crazy, but it was amazing. And then Taka does a springboard planche off the top rope that's like
Absolutely insane. Because he went soaring. Like he went flying. The man
soaring,
was like,
flying.
gravity forgot this man. Yeah.
Yeah. I it was so unbelievable that like people were kind of chilling because they don't know who they are really. Like the people were
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, "Oh yeah, like this is good, whatever." And then suddenly they were screaming.
They were invested, yeah.
Screaming. And any springboard move to me is beyond. Like I
Right.
just cannot fathom it. It is such like an acrobatic feat that my brain can't like
Mm-hmm.
make sense in my like head. I just can't do it.
Well, then the
It's
next thing that comes up is like a springboard elbow followed up by a springboard moonsault, which is
new 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 new
absolutely
new new new
insane.
new 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 new.
Like absolutely bonkers.
No.
So we do get to see the Michinoku driver. Suzuki does kick out of it. We get a drop kick out of like midair. And he does like essentially a tiger suplex, which is when you have the two arms trapped behind the opponent and then you lift it
Mm.
over. And gets a bridge, and then he picks up the victory. They called it the Thunder Firebomb, but it's just probably his like spicy name for it. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. His spicy name for it. I literally
um,
put like they just went berserk, honestly. Is
you're
literally
not
my
wrong.
note.
I love the word berserk though. Not gonna
Oh my
lie.
God, love the word berserk.
So followed right after that, Mankind and Triple H are still fighting. Still fighting. This time they are outside of the arena.
I love it. I
um,
love the beef is ceaseless.
absolutely, it's eternal. And for what? We don't really know.
We
Like there
don't really
isn't
know because you
there
were hit with
isn't
a felt crown.
no, but and then Triple H breaks a shovel over Mankind's back.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. How did that even how
How did that
fuck.
even? I don't know,
I don't
honestly.
know. Like, who put that shovel there? I just can't. The props really, they take me out. And again,
No,
I was Jerry. I was like, Chyna, get in there, girl. Like,
no,
what bodyguard for whomst? Whomst.
honestly.
Because then I was like, is she not out here? And then the camera moved and she was there. And I was like, Chyna,
Get in
I
there.
know you can
Get
do
in
more
there.
than this. Even Marlena's throwing more hits than you. Like, you
You
need to
did
get
more literally 20 minutes ago.
you. I'm telling you, you were chucking him into the stairs, clotheslines, like doing all this crazy stuff, and now suddenly we're outside and you're dainty.
Yeah.
No, girl, get in there. Get
No,
in there.
absolutely not. So next we're given a update on Ahmed Johnson because he was supposed to be the number one contender for during this pay-per-view, but he was injured during that, like, I guess, gang fight, for lack of a better word, between the Nation, the DOA, and Las Boricuas. Like, they
Yeah,
were really
anytime anything like this happens, all I hear is JR's voice going, "It's a street fight. That's all it is. That's all it is." Or like whenever he goes, "They're a street gang. That's all they are. Pack of
right.
wild dogs. That's all they are." I like every time I'm just like, just a street fight. That's all it is.
Just boil, yeah, he just
I love JR.
boils them down to their lowest parts.
They're low, it just, yep, there's nothing left, but that's all they are. That's all they are.
That's all they are.
And that's all they are.
So next we get an interview with Paul Bear and Vader. Our boy Doc is doing the interview. And essentially Paul Bear goes on to talk to the Undertaker. He's like, how can you look in the mirror? And then Paul Bear is like, it's my favorite thing to do. It's like his favorite thing to do. Like, it's
Literally, he
so
said,
their
looking
first
in the
thing.
mirror is the best part of the best thing I do every morning.
Great. Congrats. We're really proud of you.
Okay.
Um,
You know what? I love the delusional self-confidence. At first, I was so disturbed by it, but I'm like, delusional self-confidence. I can't hate on it, I guess.
I guess. There's an like an immediate recoil, like a physical reaction.
No, my body literally just lurched. It was like, okay. You said it. Move on. Move on.
Essentially, he's like, this is going to be a deja vu of the Royal Rumble, being that this is the same match that we got at the Royal Rumble, as we had to kind of, last minute switcheroo because Ahmed Johnson is injured. So next we have Vader taking on the Undertaker. I just have a note that just says moody Undertaker. Like, he was big moody in this one.
He got accused of murder, about triple homicide last week, and now he just.
I know, but I love that he like went all like rebel without a cause about it, like,
yeah, period. I know the best part is that I said I didn't care. Nobody else does either. Everyone else in the crowd was like, "Woo, Undertaker!" And they're like, 100%. He's been accused of triple homicide, and everyone's like, "Yeah, Taker!" And I'm like, me for real. No, and nobody cares, and they barely even talked about it.
No.
This pay-per-view, it was like the biggest bomb. We're screaming, Kane's still alive. He told me. Like it's this whole thing. And then they barely mentioned it, this pay-per-view. Barely spoke about it. They're like, well, Paul bopped to the top. Paul dropped.
That is not a matchup I need. Paul Bear in High School Musical. Done. Who's he replacing? Sharpay or Ryan?
You know it's Sharpay.
You're right.
He's got that ambition.
He's got that something. Look for the ranch.
But they're like, Paul dropped a bomb on Monday Night Raw, and like now he's wrestling, or like now Vader and Undertaker, like they barely spoke about it, and I was like, they really had to like scoop this match in from the wherevers. They really depths. Were not. Yeah, they were not planning this at all.
I love the touch always when Undertaker makes his entrance and Vader is just like terrified. Love that.
I love Vader though too. I can't lie. I really do. He's really grown on me.
Right. No, he's a good egg. And then we get a shot of Paul Bear hiding under the ring steps. What?
This is so funny. I love this.
It's this is brutal. So JR goes. It's hard to hide when you're 400 pounds. And Jerry, without missing a beat, goes, you ought to know. It was so good.
Just kill shot.
No,
kill 100%. Shot. Immediately. I haven't laughed that hard in a minute because I was not expecting it. And I was like, JR is always the one to go for the body shame. And it's like, no, respectfully, projection. It can't be you.
Right.
It can't be you.
Right.
Oh my God, that literally like hard to hide when you're 400 pounds. You ought to know. And I was like, Jerry,
Mm,
Jerry. So funny.
love to see it.
Love to see it.
We get old school from the Undertaker on Vader. Love to see it. We get classic Vader. It's the power game. It's slow. It's methodical. Um, I have another. This is Big Boots by Taker sends Vader to the outside. Taker is then thrown into the ring steps. Crazy. Those ring steps really
Mm-mm.
taking a beating.
They
Um,
did.
all the while, Paul Bear is out there just yelling, "You ain't nothing but a murderer." Um,
You ain't nothing but a murderer.
no, literally, that's what it felt like.
Killing all the time.
Absolutely insane. Uh, we
Oh,
have
and he hits he takes his shoe off and he's like smacking him with his shoe.
absurd,
Get a
absolutely
grip.
insane. Yeah, Vader attacks from behind Bear, Paul Bear using his shoe. Top rope crossbody by Vader, crazy, crazy.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He was mobile, agile, hostile this
No, for
match.
real.
He was
The
like
crowd. I have a note that just says crowd behind Taker. So you more to your point, fully
uh,
did not care.
they did they're like come up with something else unless
Mm-hmm.
like I don't care. And respectfully, same.
Ridiculous. Taker goes for the choke slam. Vader low blows, of course.
Duh.
Then we get a tombstone attempt, and then there's like a messy exchange between the two,
Oh
like going
yeah.
back and forth. Next, Vader goes for a Vader bomb and gets a low blow for his trouble. Little receipt.
Little
Um,
recept.
uh, Undertaker chokeslams Vader from the second rope, which is absolutely bonkers. Chokeslams him
Bananas.
again, and then tombstones him to retain the title.
He literally could not put him away. Like chokeslam from the second row, tries to pin him. No. He's like, I'll do it again. Chokeslam tries to pin him. No. And I was like, they cannot. He is so big and he is so
So
dense
big.
and so strong, and he just can't get him. And then finally the tombstone pile driver. But I mean, crazy. I love
Mm,
to see the two of them fight just because they're both so big. It's like they're indestructible. Like it really takes a lot to put them away.
right.
And I love
Hmm.
that. Like Vader really put up a fight and I love to see it. I love to see it.
Love to see it. Really, really do.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, this pay-per-view really like allowed us to like have some matches, which I just enjoyed, you
Yeah,
know?
because this was a good match. Like there were so many things. I feel like I was watching it so much I didn't take as many notes because I was just like,
I
I
got you.
mean, it was so but, oh, I literally wrote they love to see my boy Undertaker win, bro.
No, they really
They
do.
do. They do. But yeah, it
Uh,
was so good.
Next is our main event, the 10-man tag. We have a little interview before this one kicks off. Doc is with I just dubbed them Team Austin because I couldn't keep naming them all.
Right.
And then they kind of goes through like they go down the list. Like Goldust is like this is the best five like to do the job. Ken Shamrock says something, but who knows? LOD essentially goes like survival of the fittest, and then Austin walks away just
Love.
cannot be bothered. He's like, I'm not doing all of this.
Yeah, no, 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 no. They were all so in character. It was perfect. They all
Yep.
said like exactly what they needed to say. Even
Mm-hmm.
Ken, I was like, you did your best, buddy, and that's what counts, and that's
Right.
you right now,
Right.
which is fine. But then yeah, Stone Cold, they're like Stone Cold, and you're just like, bye.
Right.
Yeah.
Next we are really treated to the Canadian national anthem by Farmer's Daughter, which was
Uh,
absolutely incredible, not
they
gonna lie.
ate. They
But
ate.
normally I just feel like you do this at the
Beginning?
beginning of the show. Like at the top, you have the national anthem play, you know?
Yes. So I don't know if this was just, and which I love, if this was just like, you know, when they do like really extra kind of entrances at like WrestleMania or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
this, like they were like the heralds of the entrance of like the Hart Foundation. Like
Mm.
they came out strictly just to sing the national anthem, like to herald the entrance of like the Canadian good
Yeah,
old
but the thing
boys.
is, it was like the Stone Cold came out like team came out first, didn't they?
Did they?
Oh
Oh my God,
no.
they did. No, I think you're right. They
Yeah,
did.
they did. So it's like it wasn't even
Oh, that
like
is, yeah, no, that makes no sense.
yeah, I that's why I was like, interesting.
They it was a serve, I will say.
No, they
When they first
absolutely
said that,
crushed it.
when they first said they were coming out and to sing the Canadian, I was like, oh my God, really? We need to do this. And then when she pulled out that pitch pipe, I was like, oh, not the pitch pipe. And
Mm-hmm.
then it was ironclad 3-part harmony of the
Mm-hmm.
Canadian national anthem.
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
they they ate
Absolutely.
it
Hey,
up.
no,
Well
100%.
done, farmer's daughter.
Yeah.
It was a serve. Absolutely.
Good for y'all. So next, so then we get the entrances. Goldust, no Marlena, notably. Yeah, and I just have a note that says super corner person, and I
Oh,
don't.
okay.
What was
So
this?
so because this was another moment where I laughed like just too hard. But Vince was saying like Marlena wasn't there because she was at home because their daughter Dakota is like ill, and he goes, she's just at home being like a super mother, and she's a
Mm,
super whatever, super this, super that. And when she's here at the match, she's a super corner person, and we're like,
the
oh,
the hell is that?
say anything else.
Right.
Super manager, super wife,
Super
super
valet, super
valet, super what
something
super corner
corner person.
person, Vince.
Nailed it.
We were like, okay. It was just
Nailed
so funny.
it.
She's a super corner person.
Super. Great. I just have a note that next is just says Stone Cold loves the booze from Canada, loves to see it.
Hmm.
And then the whole team comes out. And then what is the most surprising is Brian Pillman comes out and gets a standing ovation.
Girl, the shock. The shock.
Standing ovation.
I it's like I knew they were a big deal in Canada, but I didn't know it was like that. Like I thought it was almost like a joke. Not
No,
really, but like
it's for real. Like
it
it's for
was
real.
they
It
blew the roof off that place for Brian Pillman. And I was
right,
like, the guy they replayed the swirly again this
right,
episode. I was like, y'all, we all saw it.
right,
And we're standing ovation for Brian Swirly Pillman.
right.
Wow. It's different up here. It's different. It's
hmm
different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So then Bulldog comes out with his wife Diana. Owen got a haircut. Love to see it.
Love to
Um,
see.
very military-esque.
Yeah.
Very high and tight, I guess.
For hating America, it's a very American haircut.
Yeah, Yankee Doodle Dandy for
It's
sure.
Yankee Doodle put a feather in his cap. I mean,
And
it's
yeah,
really
100%. Is that
yeah.
macaroni? So like,
I thought that was in that song. Call him macaroni for all I care.
right. Go for it. And then Bret Hart comes out and gets just a like absolute rock star like reaction, like as if he was like just I
The
don't the
Messiah.
no, it was I
Huge
was
Messiah.
wild. Like they were losing their minds.
I kind of love it because I love to see this angle of it because when they come out in any stadium in America, everyone's like, boo,
Hmm
hates you so much. It's screaming, it's yelling, it's throwing things. And then this, I was like, oh, we still have fans in the Great White North. I love this for you guys. And honestly,
No.
I do love Bret Hart. I still do. I
hmm
still do. It's hard. It's a difficult place for me to be in, and I appreciate everyone's sympathy at this time.
hmm
But like I missed him. I really did. I really missed him. I missed him wrestling. I missed him getting this like energy, like this type of like stake. Like there's so much at stake here for
Mm.
Canada. Like I don't know. It made me feel some type of way.
I get it. No, it was great. And it's goes to show like only like this would only work with this like group. Like nowhere
Oh,
else are you like
100%.
a heel literally everywhere else except for Canada. Like isn't that
Except your
nuts?
hometown. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
And that's why they had the parade. And good for you.
they had to let it
They
count.
had
Let it soak it
to.
up. So the match starts with a classic 5-on-5 stare down. Um
Mm.
And then the two participants that actually start are Brett and Austin. We love to
Love.
see it.
They get right to it. They're
And
like, you want to see the two of these people fight
mhm,
so bad? Immediately.
amazing. The crowd is you can tell. I love crowds like this because like it's so fun when you're like watching a match, hearing the cheers and boos as they go back and forth. Love to see
Yes.
it.
Me too.
I have Austin corner low blow. So that happened almost immediately.
Yep.
Um, stomps on Brett. He gets him in the $1 million dream, which is that like short arm like sleeper that he used to do. It used to be his finisher when he was the ringmaster.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a great
Hart,
name for a move, I won't lie. The Million Dollar Dream, because it's
yeah,
a
he got that from
sleeper.
the Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase.
I love that name, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Hart reverses it into a pin. Neidhart is tagged in for the Hart Foundation, and then Ken Shamrock is tagged in. Which it's we're Ken felt out of place in this. Maybe it's
He
just
did.
me.
No, he really
But
did.
I honestly I think it's just his lack of experience at this point. Um,
Yeah. It is crazy to have him in like with LOD and like it's
mhm.
just it is but
Yeah,
it happened and he was there. I don't
right.
know. And he
So
does have great submission moves. Like I don't know. I wasn't it's not like I didn't want to see it happen, but I was also like, "Oh, hey Ken. All right, you were here."
absolutely. So then Pillman's tagged in, breaks an ankle lock attempt from Ken Shamrock. Um, he gets the better of Shamrock and basically until Owen gets the tag. After that, on the opposite side, Goldust gets tagged in, and it's just chaos kind of because from that point it's just Hawk jumps in, gets a crossbody on Owen. Bulldog performs like a delayed suplex, and then the Bulldog power slam. The thing's like a thing of beauty.
Oh my
When he
God.
gets like the running start and he like just like has him over his shoulder, amazing.
It's so
Um,
good.
I mean, this just as the Hearts can do no wrong in Canada. Love to
None.
see it.
None at
Uh,
all.
Goldust getting mugged in the Hart corner.
Oh my, yes.
Yo, for real.
He really got his ish rocked. He was like, yeah, I said I have Goldust gets thrown into the Hart Foundation corner and gets assaulted.
No, literally. Uh,
Assaulted.
hmm Uh, Owen gets his shoulder thrown into the ring post real hard. Yeah, it was not cute.
It was not.
Um, he gets power bombed by Animal, and then Owen gets attacked by Austin shortly after.
Yep.
Um, Austin gets a drink thrown at him by some of the family members of Bret Hart, or at least that's the area where like they were sitting, and that's where it looked like
And
it
there's
came
like
from.
600 of them.
100, yeah, fully.
They were all in that section and I was like, "Ew." I don't know why I
Mhm.
didn't like that. Like, we know why we're here. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know, the heat of passion. I know I get like spicy, but like I don't know if I would
you
have
don't
done
go
that.
here,
Yes, you do not know your place. Like,
right?
obviously, you should be here supporting your family, whatever. But like,
Right, but your place is on the other side of the barricade.
other side of the barricade, I felt
Mhm.
that's how I felt about it. I was like, I don't know if I like that.
100%. Owen gets removed from the match after getting his like legs worked on, basically. So he gets kind of carted off. Um, and then I have a note that just says Pillman's booty exposed. Yeah,
Yeah,
there was like a solid like minute,
a
like
long time where Stone Cold literally was just holding and just yanking down his pants for a long time, just for I don't know, for shits and giggles, for the
mhm,
humiliation, for just to see an old friend again. I don't
right.
know. I don't really know.
So Brett has a receipt for Austin on the behalf of Owen and goes after Austin's legs, hitting with a fire extinguisher and
Oh
then
yeah.
performing the figure four on the ring post, as is become just signature heel Brett. Um,
Oh, and before, I'm sorry. And
no, you can go
before when
back.
they were hurting Owen's leg, his like brothers were like like the other brothers,
Hmm.
Bruce and the other one's name were like reaching across and like
Yeah,
trying to
do the
whatever
most. Yeah.
do the most. I don't know why I didn't like that. And like they come into play again later and I was like, I don't know if this was planned or not, but the
Because it is like, I
Ricci
don't know, it's just annoying because it is like a fair fight. Like it is 5-on-5. Like why just
yes.
leave it.
Just
Like,
leave it. You don't see
mhm.
what's his name? The patriarch getting in there. He's also 82, but you
Still,
know, he knows his
still.
place.
100%. I have another that says Hawk gets hung up on the ring ropes, probably because it looked gnarly.
Eee.
Austin ends up also getting carted out, like or like leaving the match temporarily, and then we're like, wait, no Owen and no Austin, like what's happening?
Like, why am I here?
Right,
Oh,
100%.
oh,
No,
I said it. Because then
mm,
Ken pissed me off. Because so Owen and Stone Cold leave, and then Ken Shamrock ends up in the ring with Brett, and he
mhm.
has Brett like in a submission, and for some reason Brett like convinces Ken to let him up so they have more of like a
Like yeah,
boxing kind of fight. And I was like, and Ken was literally like, sure, get up.
yeah. No.
What? are
was like,
you
no, this is not
doing?
what we're doing here.
That's
This is
not why we're
not. I know
here.
we get it. You love things to be,
Fair and square.
fair and
Then don't make
whatever
submission
balance.
moves your thing.
Right. And maybe
Because
don't team with Stone Cold Steve Austin if that's what you wanted. I don't
I'm
know.
saying, like,
Seems a
I was
bit
like,
jank.
you cannot be for real right now. Because obviously, Ken gets his shit rocked.
Right,
It's like you
obviously.
should have just. That made me so mad. I was like, this is not how we do it. This is not how we do it. Because it's not like
No,
the submission move was illegal and you were
no.
like not playing against the rules. Like, I
And the
don't
thing is
know.
that's like crazy is like Shamrock then does like a low blow on the Bulldog. So it's like, where do you stand,
Where do you draw
man?
the line? Where do we draw the line?
Right. What is good? What is not good? I'm
That made
confused.
that made me so mad when he let him up.
Absolutely. We have a superplex by Bulldog on Goldust,
Ugh.
and Austin limps back.
Yep, because he can't help himself.
No, Brett and Austin go at it. Austin's got more guts than brains. Very true, very accurate, always.
What is it? Guts, glory, ram.
Right,
That's
whatever.
him.
Austin gets the sharpshooter on Brett. Love to see it. In Canada,
Love to see it.
nothing like a heinous, heinous thing to do. It's like a spit in the face to everybody that was there. Owen returns to the match. Beating Owen up in front of his family. Love that. So
Crazy.
funny.
Because if you're gonna throw a drink at me, now I'm beating him up right in front of your
Right.
face. I'm throwing him into the barricade that is preventing you from being
Mhm.
involved.
And then the Hart brothers, all of the extra ones, get into it. Just get
Yeah.
into it. And during this chaos, Owen gets Austin up in like a quick roll up and gets a quick pinfall victory while all of this chaos is ensuing.
Which I actually really love that Owen is the one that got the pin.
Yeah, me too.
I live for that.
Mhm.
I love Bret Hart. We all know it. But I
Mhm.
love that Owen's the one that got the pin. He got
Yeah.
his just desserts. He was like, "You broke my leg. Brett broke yours. But now I'm coming. You want to run back out here and play around? I will run back out here and play around and roll you right up.
Yeah.
Roll
Love to
you
see it.
right up."
Love to see it.
So amazing. Love that Owen's the one that got the pin.
And then it's just an all-out brawl. And then everyone's
Ugh.
just fighting everybody.
And people in the crowd were I wrote like are literally throwing things. Like they're
Mhm.
throwing drinks, they're throwing their signs. Like people were legit like as the five losers
Mhm.
attempted to leave after the fight broke out. It was like finally dissipated. Like the
Right.
crowd were just throwing stuff at them.
Amazing. It's ridiculous. And then Austin comes back with a chair. Why he thought this was gonna be like a good
Successful or
idea.
useful. Yeah.
Right. No, not at all. It just gets mugged by the entire foundation,
Because there's
and
like now
handcuffed
25 of them up
by
there.
security and like dragged out. And I love that in handcuffs, as he's getting dragged out by security, he's just like bending over and flipping them off.
Oh yeah, with his hands behind his back, he's like
Hey,
dipping down and like,
yeah,
I gotcha.
fully. Just because like he always has to have the last word. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I love
Uh,
that. I will say it was crazy that they literally he goes in the ring, he literally gets dog piled on by 25 Hart
Hearts.
family
Yeah,
members.
pick one.
They handcuff him and then they just like leave him on the ground for like
Right.
5 minutes as he's just
Mm-hmm.
like rolling around and hissing and spitting like, oh, he's a
Right.
rattlesnake, whatever.
Right.
And then they finally take him out. But I was
Mm-hmm.
like, it was just so crazy. And then yeah, he still gets a last laugh, haha he with the flipping people off. But
Yeah, and then it's just the Hart family kind of celebrating in the ring, enjoying their Canadian moment. But that was it. That was the whole pay-per-view. It was a shorter one than Kelsey or I expected, really.
it was the same, yeah, it was like the same length as a Monday Night Raw, to be honest.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So crazy.
All right.
And like, yeah, it was just wild. But also they couldn't have I was like, they can't lose in Canada. Like someone will
No.
literally shoot Stone Cold in the parking lot if
In
they
Canada?
oh, maybe not. They'll say a really bad word and then apologize.
Hurt. Hurt.
But I was like, they have. I mean, they have
Right.
to win.
No,
There's
no,
no
no.
way. But I love that it was Owen. I really
Mm-hmm.
do.
I do.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So this has been another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast. Thank you for watching wherever you find us, for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. We will catch you on next week.
We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.